Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome. When you get here, welcome. Whether you're watching now live or on replay, let me know you're here. Hashtag replay, whatevs. Let me know. Um, when I see a few eyeballs, we will get going. Meanwhile, I am Toni Tesler, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. We're going to do my virtual workshop for February this month. I do one every month. You are free to play along with your supplies. If you want to make a purchase, $75 or more, using this code right here at the bottom. Hey, Peggy, you'll get the kit, and this month you'll get some pearl embellishments. So, Peggy, I'm assuming you can hear me. Everything's good? It should be. I got chapped lips today. Ugh. So, couple things that I want to go over before we really get into it. Let's talk about inventory. So, hey, Rose. Hey, Deborah. Sounds good, Peggy. Thanks. So, inventory, there's a couple of things that are low or already out. I think last week I said the Clover Punch was out, but it said TBD. And then, like, the very next day, it was sold out and we're not getting it back. So, I mean, I'm not that heartbroken about it. I'll just hand cut the big Clover, but it would have been nice to have that. But then again, they always tell us, if you want stuff, get it, because they don't know if it's coming, if they're going to order more or whatever. So that's out. Another interesting thing that I just saw tonight was Evening Evergreen cardstock is out until February 13th. Now, Evening Evergreen is one of the outgoing in colors for this year. But I saw some post on the demonstrator site that said, like, you may notice some returning in colors in, like, some ad for, there's a online exclusive product thing coming out next month, which is just products that are not in any catalog. They're only online. And I have not ordered mine yet. But they're trying to do more of that, like stuff not in a catalog. I guess, I don't know if they're trying to move away from catalogs or not. I'm not sure. I don't want to read too much into it. But when they say, you may recognize colors, and there's an announcement coming, I'm just not sure if they're going to do a color shakeup, and we've talked about that. But so Evening Evergreen, when that comes back in stock, until we know if it's going to stick around, if you want that color, you better get it while you can. Hi, Karen. Queen Bee dies are out until March 13th. So when I first created my ad for this and my whole workshop thing, I was going to use the Queen Bee bundle this month. So last night, like yesterday, late afternoon yesterday, I saw that was out. I'm like, I can't use that. I have to switch everything around. So I had to refigure stuff out. And so we're going to use the Seaside Bay tonight. So Rose, you heard they are having a color refresh? I mean, I know Sean has told me they've said it before, like every 5 years. So I guess we'll see. But yeah, the Queen Bee, I had to redo stuff because it's out until the dies anyway, are out till mid-March. And again, like, there's no guarantee that those mini catalog items are gonna stay. So that comes back in, you better get it. Gnomes dies are on low inventory. So these are the dies that came out in the last holiday catalog, and they matched that cute holiday gnome set. Well, they made another gnome set in the mini catalog now, and the dies match. Well, again, when that comes back in, if you want those dies, you better grab them, because I don't know that that's going to continue. Country gingham. Okay, we're going to talk about that when I go down here. Sale-a-Bration choices. Actually, let's just flip down here and talk about, so squares first. So we're about halfway full, and we've had this open for a week. So I'm going to keep pushing this to get our chart filled up, because once we fill it out, then we can do drawings for the teams and then the numbers across and down, which will give you guys your scores that you're looking for. Okay. So I'm going to keep pushing this. $4 a square, first, second, third quarter, and then final score. All four of those are going to get $100 shopping spree. And I'm covering the tax and shipping. So I need you to either PayPal me like friends, so there's no fees because they'll killing me on that. But since I'm, using all the $400, can't have anything going to the fees. So squares, get them while they're hot. All right, next. There are more Sale-a-Bration choices. I should have known that they would offer something like this because it seems like every year they throw in some regular catalog items. And of course, I put my order in yesterday and didn't pay attention to this. So I could have gotten this Enjoy the Journey, that really cool paper from the mini catalog. The thing I want you to know, I posted this picture and I'm going to get an email out this weekend that has this. Hopefully I'll be able to link to a PDF or something. These item numbers are different than what they are in the regular catalog. So just make sure you use the right number if you want to use this for your freebie. And these are all $50 items. And then the Eden's Garden bundle, that's a $100 item. So special numbers for the Sale-a-Bration things. But I think it's pretty cool. The Hive folder. I really can't get over that paper. And if this makes a run on this paper and they run out, then they run out. I don't think they'll be getting more because they very rarely carry over the papers from the mini catalog. So that's that. All right. Sale-a-Bration, la la la. Yep. All right. We got to do a drawing. Let's get this out of the way. So remember in January, I said anybody who orders online or emails me to order, and I put it in whatever, putting your name in for the drawing. So we're giving away this Scenic Garden set. It's a Sale-a-Bration item for hostesses that you have to have a $300 party, and then you get it. And it's a line art set. I mean, it's pretty. Stamp it, color it, cut stuff out, whatever. Hey, Julie. Hey, Sean. So I've got everybody's name in here. And I added people that ordered for bingo. So if your name, if you placed your order, your name's in here for that because you ordered online. All right. So let's see. Alicia, that is hysterical because Alicia won most of the bingo prizes. That is funny. All right, Alicia, I will be in touch and see, because I know Diane didn't want it. She got hers from the bingo order since she was a hostess, and she told me she didn't want it, that I could give it away. I mean, it's going to her anyway, but that's funny. So, Alicia, congrats. I will reach out to you after tonight. Okay, let's see. Clover, inventory, Sale-a-Bration, squares, January drawing. Yep. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to have another one of these same stamp sets in February, and we'll do that same thing. So everybody who orders online or emails me to do their order in February will get in the drawing for that one. All right, I need a little bit of tape and we'll get going. So yeah, tonight had to change my mind after those Queen Bee dies were unavailable until March. So we're using I just flip-flop because I was going to do the Seaside Bay in March anyway. But I didn't have them planned out until last night. So we're doing it. All right. So this month's code up on the screen, $75 order. You're going to get the Make and Take kit for all 5 projects. So I'm doing 5 projects now. The January workshop is going to get a bonus one because I only did 4 that last month. But since I did have to raise it to 75, I do feel bad. I want to give you something extra. But I have to be able to cover the cost of these embellishments. So this month you're going to get 5 make and takes and flat adhesive back pearls. So, and we are going to use these. So let me just pull these out, and they're 2 different sizes, and they're kind of, I don't want to say iridescent. They're not sparkly, but they look kind of like opal or something. They look like different colors. So very cool. We're using the dies. Now, whatever set you have, you don't have to have the Seaside Bay. Okay. If you have another set that has sea stuff or birds, that should do. And the dies. So putting those together. I'm also going to bring in Whale Done because I like it. And I think this turtle and maybe the whale, and definitely that little guy. So we'll put some of that together. And I'm going to use Go-To Greetings because they're still my favorite new greeting from this catalog. So let's get to it. First one, we're going to use Sweet Sorbet. Now, you might think this is a weird color, but for crabs in Maryland, once we steam them and put the Old Bay on them, then they're red. And I thought real red at first, but then I was like, no, I want to use some designer paper, and I have more of the Sweet Sorbet. So the Country Gingham 6x6 papers, the ones that I said are on low, they're really cool. So you're going to get one pattern. It's going to be either one of these. I'm using this one, but you may get the plaid. These papers are all, one side is either Petal Pink or Sweet Sorbet, or you flip it over, and then we've got the Mint Macaron and Balmy Blue. So if you're thinking like baby albums or something for this pack, like it works either way. I love it. All right, so you're going to get a 6x6 piece. All right, in whatever pattern I give you, it's going to be Sweet Sorbet. Now I want you to cut it. Let's go through the rest of it. How about that? Sweet Sorbet, 5.5 by 8.5. That's our base. Then we've got basic white, 4 by 5.25 for the inside. Then you're going to get a quarter sheet. This is roughly 4.25 by 5.5, but I have to trim it down a little bit. Corner cut off. This is what you're going to stamp and either cut out or die cut or punch. Hey, Marlene, you're going to work off this piece, okay? And then we've got our envelope. You're also going to get a piece of vellum. So this is lovely layers. This is pre-cut vellum that comes with a botanical set that's like a bunch of different leaves. 3 3/4 by 5. Now it's got 60 sheets in here, and that's pretty good. Why can't I grab this? Ugh. I want to see. We're going to use the plain ones. So there's 60 sheets. 20 of them are the printed, different prints. Let's see. I don't want to pull them all out, but there's a circle. Looks like mountains or something. Dots. And then the leaves. There's only 5 each of these prints. But then back on the plain, there's 40 sheets of the plain. So I'm hoping that this is like cardstock thickness. Because really, it would take you a whole sheet of vellum to cut 4 pieces of this size. Okay, it is not cardstock weight vellum. It is just the thin stuff. But it's fine. We're just using it for a layer anyway. But so you're going to get that. And we'll put this out of the way. Now your designer paper. I want to cover this entire sheet. All right, so let's fold this. So 4 1/4 by 5.5. Let's bring our cutter in and cut this at 4 1/4. Now, if you wanted to make it a layer down like 4 by 5 1/4, go for it. But since I'm giving you this whole 6x6 sheet, I figure we don't have to worry about trying to maximize. So we want to cut this 4 1/4 by 5.5. If I was cutting these from a 12 by 12 sheet, I would layer it definitely 4 by 5 1/4, just so I could get more out of it. Now these little pieces. So we're going to start gluing this one on right here, and hopefully that lines up. If not, I'm just going to have to slice a little bit off. Where's my glue? Oh, here we go. Oh, and if my stomach growls, I didn't eat yet, so I know you'll be able to hear it. So yeah, tomorrow I have to go for a stress test. So I had to go into a cardiologist last week because I got like calcium score, which is really like testing how much plaque you have in your arteries. Well, apparently I didn't study well enough for that one, so I failed that test and have to go back in tomorrow for a stress test, and then something in a couple weeks on my carotid arteries. Like, it sounds really cuckoo, but it'll be fine. 5 hours, we'll see how it goes. All right, so we've got that. I do want to trim this off right now. So I can't have any caffeine or chocolate tonight after 8:30. So after I hang up here, I got to get dinner, but I can't have any ice cream or chocolate cookies after. Hey, Di. All right. So we've got our sweet sorbet card. And oops, that did not trim very nicely. I can see that a little bit. Just want to get that. Okay. Now, this little bit that you have left, let's take this strip and put it right on the envelope. And I'm going to end up trimming my envelope flap off. So let's add our glue. And if you wanted to do something else with this little bit that's left, totally up to you. All right, let's put that on. So I'm going to end up trimming all this off, but that's okay because we can just add it. I mean, you can add glue to shut your envelope anyway. So let's just cut that straight and straight. Yeah, I guess we could keep it if you wanted, but no, I really like it. I'm going to chop it off because since I cut this straight, I don't want those rounded edges of the envelope flap. Get them out of here. All right. So then we've got our matching envelope, and it still covers enough so we can just add a little bit of glue there and close that. All right. This little bit, I'm going to save it. I may want to put it on the inside. I may not. We'll see. All right. Ooh, my nose is itching. So we've got our card. We've got sweet sorbet ink, and I'm going to use black. I'm going to use my Catherine Pooler because I like that. All right. This part inside. Let's just put it right in there. Ooh, you know what? Let's stamp a Krabby. So sweet sorbet, i.e., what do we call it? What did I just call it? Old Bay. That's what it is. Oh, thanks, Karen. Yeah, hopefully it won't be terrible. I mean, they're not going to make me run on the treadmill or anything. They're going to do it like with medicine. Because I told them, I don't think my knees, they're too crunchy. I don't think my knees will take it. So, Marlene, you use tear and tape on your flaps if you cut the glue off? I mean, yeah, that's definitely an idea, too. Yep. Especially, that really works if you're making a card and sending it to someone, right? So that they can use it, because you can't necessarily glue it shut for them. All right, so I'm going to glue this down, and so I could have put this right here. Actually, I still can, and cover him up just a little bit. Why not? I saved it. Let's make the most of it. But yeah, when they said 5 hours, I was like, ugh. Oh, all right. So we're going to put this on the inside. And so yeah, either real red or sweet sorbet. So I went with the sweet sorbet. All right, so we've got that, our front. Now I wanted this to go right down here, just so it's like a little bit, breaks it up a little bit, adding that vellum. Ugh, man, my nose is really itching. All right, I gotta move some stuff out of here so I can see my notes. Okay, now we want to hide, whenever you're using vellum, you want to hide where it's coming. So I know from my design that I drew out, I want some crabs to go like right up here. And then I will have my greeting come in here. And then I'll have a few spots for baubles or something, right? So I'm going to put glue here, 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 a little bit here, and at least one like right there, right on that dot. So let's do here. And this is just to hold our vellum in place. And then like that. So I'm just eyeballing where I want to put my greetings. Rose, you did the chemical one on your last stress test? Yeah. That's what my mom had to do last year before her surgery, and she said it wasn't too bad. So, but she wasn't a complainer really, so I don't know how she really felt about it. She could have been just lying to me, so I wouldn't worry. All right, so now you can see the glue. I can see it. So we've got it here, 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 right there. Totally fine. Now you want to take your piece, and I actually stamped and pre-cut my crabs, but I am going to stamp the greeting on here. So Di, I don't know if you were here for when I did the drawing for the stamp set, the one that you didn't want anyway, but the January one I was giving out. Alicia won. Isn't that funny? Yeah, Di, the headaches. Ugh. All right, let me get this. I'm going to use a scrap so I don't have to use up my good bit. Let me do my greeting, and I want thinking of you or thank you. I think I want, and I've got so many birthdays that I need to send out. Let's do happy birthday. Why not? And the bigger one. Now this fancy font doesn't really go with crabs, but I don't care, because whoever I'm going to send this to would be into the crab things. That's just funny, Di, isn't it? Sean, you had them and it probably won't take 5 hours. Well, that's good. Definitely good to know. All right, I'm trying to get this straight. We'll see how it works. Oh, that looks pretty good. Yeah, they said they do something and then it's like I gotta go eat something. They said a fatty meal, like milkshake, burger, and fries. And that's what I told my friends at work today. I'm like, isn't that kind of what got me into this situation? But they said it's going to show up better for whatever they're looking for. So we'll see. Yeah, Karen, I like this greeting too. It is definitely one of my favorites. Oh, and you know what? I meant to do that in black. Let's redo it and see what we like better. Because I'm thinking I'm going to like the breakup of not having everything sweet sorbet. Because then we're going to have those, the pearls, the flat back opal pearls, or whatever they're called, flat back pearls. And those are going to be even more color. So, yeah, I think I'm going to want black. Okay. So, let me trim. And I am just going to eyeball. And hopefully that was good. Very close. All right, I want to get it a smidge closer to the... There we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to hold it up here because I want my greeting. I want to lay that down first. And that's a lot bigger than I was expecting, but that's okay. So I want to trim this. I want it to come right to the end over here, but not necessarily this end. And this one I want to rip just because I like ripping. If you don't want to rip yours, do a corner punch or something. Or like the, what's that called? The triple banner punch that we used to have. All right, let's do this and slide it down a little bit just to cover up that area. And now our crabs, these are bigger, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to do that one. I'm popping that one up. So Rose, what if you have to pee when you're in the test? Do they let you like get up? Because I don't know that I'll make it a bunch of hours. Well, let's rephrase that. I know I won't make it a bunch of hours. All right, I want that at an angle. And then I may do a little dot there. I can do that crab like here, flat. Yeah, that's what I want. And then I'm going to pop that other one up. Okay. And that one I will face this way as well. Ooh, I like it. So sweet sorbet, you really think, you know, kind of pink, especially with the ribbon that we have. But it's more reddish pink, I guess. So Rose, you're only on the table a little while. Where it depends. Geez, we gave them all away when we cleaned out my mom's stuff. There was other people that needed them more. All right, so let's do our flat back pearls. And actually, let's do a little bit more glue right there. So I'm going to put that there. Yeah, and then let's do one here, like 2 small ones this way, because you know I like my groups of 3. I like it. And then we can come back with the Wink of Stella that, again, can't believe I didn't order another one. And we can pounce over this and make it sparkly. And you could leave the sparkles off if you want. And you may choose not to do anything with this, you know, the same set. You may choose to do flowers on your kit. Once you get the Make and Take kit, obviously, dealer's choice. You make whatever you want with it. All right. But I like that. I like the, I love the crabs. I can't stand it. All right. So that's our first one. And I'm actually going to save this greeting because I'll use that. Let me get this out of here. Next, we are going to use, let me get this pile. So this design uses a few different pieces, smaller pieces of the designer paper. And I really like it. So we've got Night of Navy for our base, 5.5 by 8.5. We're going to fold that in half. Actually, you know what? Let me put this black away. All right, 5.5 by 8.5. Fold it in half. Then we've got our quarter sheet again with the notch cut off. This is what you're going to stamp and cut or die cut or punch or whatever out of this. Then we've got 4 by 5.25 of white. This will be for the inside. Then we've got 2 pieces, 2 different layers of balmy blue. One is 4 by 5.25. It's going to go there. The next is 3 3/4 by 5. And we're going to use this to build add our designer papers and white down here. But I like it blue on blue in case there's like an edge that's not quite perfect. Then it kind of will blend in. Hey, Deborah. So we've got that. Let's put our 4 by 5.25 piece on the inside. Yeah, Rose, Google it. I'm usually a Googler, but I didn't want to bother and get myself worked up. I figure I'm just going to go in and I get what I get, right? Surprise me. I'm going to bring my Kindle. All right, and we've got that. Now you're going to have 4 different little pieces. These are all 1 7/8 by 2.5. And, you know, I always put up my measurements on my blog. I may not get to it tonight. So it might be Saturday, Friday, tomorrow or Saturday. But so these are all 1 7/8 tall by 2.5 wide. And I'm going landscape with them. So you're going to have 3 different of the designer pieces and then 1 of white that we're going to stamp on. So let me gotta put these back in my little packet. Oops. All right. So I want to just glue. I'm taking the smaller piece of the balmy blue and we're going to layer our rectangles. And you're going to get these same from the same pieces, but your pattern obviously might be a little bit different. But I'm going to start with this one in the bottom corner. And if you like that side better, go for it. So I'm lining it up corner, edge to edge. And then I'll add this little bit. I love these splashes of gold through here. And lining this up. Okay, I'm more worried about it meeting on the sides here, because if it hangs over a little bit, that's fine. All right, now our piece here, I actually want to stamp it first. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, but no, I do want to stamp it first because if I wreck it, I want to be able to flip it. All right, so I need my Night of Navy ink. And I'm using Crumb Cake and Petal Pink. So again, this piece is what I want you to stamp and cut out some shells, crabs, you know, whatever you're going to do. And actually, these patterns of the paper that you're going to get, they don't have to be sea life cards. You could definitely use this with something else. So I already pre-cut my little bits that I may use. Where'd that other little one go? I had a little petal pink seashell somewhere. Come on. Oh, that's going to drive me nuts. Oh, here it is, hiding in the corner. So I want to put the greeting and stamp some of the sea bits, or not sea bits, but like the sand, like some of this little bit around on the bottom. Let's do this one. So I'm going to stamp just on here. And the greeting, I can either use, thank you for everything. I feel like I always need birthdays. Is this going to fit on here? Barely. All right, let me do the little one. Happy birthday. So we're already into February, and I've been late on, I think I had to send out 6 or 7 cards in January, and I was late on 2 of them. And then February started, and there was one today, already late. So if you're wondering, like, oh, are you, really good about sending your cards out on time? No, I am not. I know I'm probably like everyone else, like, I really want to be, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. All right, now let's do this greeting first. And then I will add, and I'm going to put this kind of over to the side. All right, I'm okay with that. And let me file this away, because I'm going to add up some of the little things that I cut out. But let's do crumb cake and little seashells. It's always good intentions, right? To get our cards out on time. Just doesn't always happen. Okay. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and glue this guy on. And I'm going to get it right on the edge there. There we go. And then add our last piece. So some of these have like a hologram print to them. I mean, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, what size were the squares? You missed it. Yep. 1 7/8 by 2.5. But Sean is right. I will definitely have this on my blog. But if you're wanting to make it right now, 1 7/8 inch tall by 2.5 inch wide. And this piece of balmy blue that I'm mounting them on is 3 3/4 by 5. All right. Ooh, I like it. All right, now this little bit that's hanging off, I am going to trim it because, well, I guess I wouldn't have to. Nope, it looks just a little bit off. So one side's definitely a little bigger than the other. So I'm trimming these. If you didn't want to, you don't have to. All right, let's get rid of these. Just that little smidge makes a difference. All right, now I can mount this right on here the way I want. Ooh, I'm liking it. And then add my shells. Now, if you wanted to add ribbon, go for it. Honestly, I did not get the ribbon that went with this suite because it wasn't my favorite. All right, and that really grabbed on before I wanted it to. Let's add more. Man, this glue dries quick, or grabs it quick. Oh, and I meant to get to the Dollar Tree yesterday or today. Candy even told me like they only had a few packs left and didn't have time today. It's just been too busy at work. But she said they did have some. Ooh, I like it. I like it. All right, I want to pop this up, and I want to pop up a few. So I want to use at least 3 of these little items. So I want my Krabby. Oh, yeah, he's cute. Now, oysters, I guess they're kind of dingy looking, really. So this one's in crumb cake. So I may put him like here. And that Krabby's going to be popped up. And then I'll have that. Or I can put that here and have Krabby popped up. Nope. All right. Dimensionals on these two. No, flat on these two. I'm just going to go with this. Creeping over there. And let's do Mr. Blue Crab. And then this little shell in the petal pink. I think I'm going to do him flat now that I'm reconsidering. I do want this guy like here though. Face that way. I like it. And then we're going to add some more of these gems. So I'm going to want, let's do one here. We'll do a big one here. And let's do another one right there. So we'll do 2 little ones and a big one. And then I'm going to pop this whole layer up with, oops, I flipped that totally the wrong way. I'm going to flip this up entirely, or pop it up with some of the last of my foam tape. So let's do, this one will be good. I really like that. Now I realize people won't know that that's an oyster. So yeah, Peggy, I'm going to go to the one that we went to. Like, I don't want you driving all the way up here for that. Are you, unless you're saying there's one closer to you? Because this one is, what, 3 miles from my house. Oops, we're down to the end. All right, and then I feel like I need a little bit more. All right, that's, make do. Okay, and let's see. Let's just put a couple of these in here just to cover some of that up. All right, peeling our tape. That does not want to let go. Jeez. Oh, so let's talk about Super Bowl. Peggy, you have a Dollar Tree 2 miles away from me? Okay. If you don't mind, because I'm going to see you Saturday anyway. But if you don't have time tomorrow, I don't want you to make a special trip. But if they have like 15 or so rolls, get that. Because I do like to get 15 or 20 at a time. I mean, because they're only $1, right? Or $1.25 now, whatever. Okay. So, Super Bowl. So once we get our squares filled up, then we'll do the drawings for the team names and then the numbers across. But I'm also going to post the challenges. So remember I said I want us to do Zoom this time so we can all Zoom together during the Super Bowl. And, you know, I'll email that link out to everybody who's participating. And I said, you know, if you anybody who bought squares can participate, but really, like, even if you're like Julie, if you're in your Canada and you want to join our Zoom, just email me and I will send you the link because that would be wonderful to have you guys. I like it. I really like this panel business. So that's our second card. But with the squares, yeah, I'm going to do 4 different challenges for each quarter, and I'm going to give you that ahead of time. Actually, I should post those this weekend so you guys have time to think about what you want to work on, gather your supplies, and we'll just stamp together. So it's not like a surprise. What are we going to work on? All right, so number 3, yeah, this one's going to be not a whole bunch of layers. Let me put this back. So again, I want my crumb cake, and I want Night of Navy, or it's going to say Balmy Blue. Let's do Balmy Blue and Pool Party, and we'll see how that goes. Because I don't have to use Night of Navy for all of it. All right, so this one we've got crumb cake, 5.5 by 8.5. We're going to fold it in half. Di, tell Peggy I said hi. Peggy, Di says hello. Oh, yeah, I realize, yeah, you guys are YouTube versus Facebook, so you can't see. Yeah, twist your arm, Peggy. All right, then we've got this piece. This is another piece of crumb cake, and this is, I want to say 3 3/4 by 5.5. Yep, 5.5, 3 3/4. So once I embossed it, I should have, well, I would have only cut it 5.5 anyway. It shorted the side just a smidge. So I'm going to have to come in and trim that up. But I wanted, you know, I didn't want this to cover the whole layer. I want some showing here and there. Then vanilla, this is also 5.5, but this is 3 1/4. 3 1/4 by 5.5. And let me put my pin in here for a minute. We're going to do some ink blending. If you wanted to do color with your Stampin' Blends or some other way, we're going to do our brown. So I'm going to do like sand and then the 2 different colors of blue to kind of make water. So let's do crumb cake. I'm going to start this at the bottom. And I know this will shake a little bit. I apologize. All right, let's do this. So in this one, I'm going to do the birds, like walking on the beach. If you have a different bird set with the sandpipers or whatever they are, then you can totally make this. And whatever different embossing folder you have. All right, that looks good. Good enough. I want, while I have the brown out, I want a darker brown, early espresso. And I want to doll up the edges of these just so it makes this stand out a little bit more, just along the edge here. And, you know, I suppose a sponge dauber would have done the trick too. But this is fine. I haven't used sponge daubers in so long since I got these ink blenders. I need to go back to those once in a while. But I do like how this is darkening up, and it grabs the pattern from the embossing folder. Oh, it looks like some really neat looking embossing folders are coming with those online products that are going to be available March 1st. I couldn't get a good look at them, but then Patty Bennett posted a picture today, and she got them. She gets her stuff like the next day, I guess. But they look really interesting. And of course, from what we could tell online, like, you can't see any of that detail. That's the thing, like with the embossing folders, you just can't see a lot of detail. Ooh, I'm liking that already. All right, so we're gonna have this. like that. So we just see a little edge. And you know what? I might trim this down even more. So that was 3 1/4. I might go 3 inches because I want to see more of this embossed background. So let's go 3. And we're going to add some Pool Party and Balmy Blue. So Pool Party, let's just use the blue one. Pool Party's more like greenish blue, I guess. All right, so I'm going to start from the side and come across. And this, I'm not going to worry about getting it too dark. Ooh, I like that. Let's come over from this side. So it's like the hint of the ocean out there with no lines really. I like it. And then we'll do some Balmy Blue. Let me wipe this off a little bit. So let me get my little microfiber, clean some of this blue off. All right, and then Balmy Blue. Yeah, Marlene, I agree. I want to see more of that background. Now this I'm going to add just to the top. I don't necessarily want it to touch the green. I mean, it's going to be close, but this is just, you know, sky, water, sand. The idea of it anyway. And then not so much white space. All right. Good, good, good. Okay, let's put these back. And that back. Now we're going to stamp our, yep. I love it. I love it, love it. All right, so I want, this one, I want the birds. So we've got, and we should do some sand too. Where'd the sand go? That sand, and I want this sand. And let's see what blocks I have left. So the group of 3 birds, I guess I could do that. I was thinking the big bird, but these 3 little guys, that'll work. Yeah, actually, because we're going to use the big bird on the last thing. So let's stamp these guys kind of close so they're still like their feet are in the sand. And I'm not going to color them. I'm just going to do them in brown. Early espresso, actually. Oh, wrong one. Duh. All right, let's get this block. That'll fit. Now, I really hope this comes out dark enough, because I keep saying I need to re-ink my pad, and I haven't yet, my early espresso. All right, good enough. Not my favorite, but I didn't want to drag out my Stamp-a-Ratus, so I could hit it another time. But let's do the crumb cake. Oh no, wait, that is gray granite. Crumb cake. And add just some specks of sand, especially like around their little feet. Okay, I like it. All right, now, greeting. Now that I know my early espresso isn't very dark, I guess I should drag out my Stamp-a-Ratus. But I'm not going to. It's 10 of. We're just going to go with it. So this one I want, thank you for everything. Ugh, this is always a dilemma. Happy birthday. That could go all the way over there. Yeah, let's just do that one. It's like I said, I always need birthday cards. All right, I'm going to drag this closer to me. Okay. Ooh, I love it. Love it, love it. Okay, put this away. Crumb cake, espresso, balmy. And then we're going to glue this on to our embossed layer. And remember, I'm going to have to trim just a teeny little bit off of the side of this card. Oh, it's a good thing I got that birthday like far enough over. So yeah, this hanging over is what should match our card. Yeah, funny. All right, definitely got to trim that off. And we're just going to glue this flat. Oh, Rose, I got your cute taco card today, and I left it downstairs. I'm going to have to show that off next week. It's so cute. So she made, there's the taco set in the mini catalog, and she made a birthday card because you can never have too many. Always need a spare birthday card, right? Okay. Oh, Deborah. Okay, so I'll have to find Tammy White and Linda. There's so many channels of stuff to watch, but yeah, I'll definitely want to see them. Oh, let's cut through this because it looks like the embossing folders. It's a set of 3, and I think they're called all-purpose or generic or something. All right, I've got a ratty edge on my cutter. All right, let me flip this over. Cut it this way. There we go. All right, I got to take some alcohol to this blade. I must have a little bit of glue stuck somewhere. All right, trim. Let's get a little bit right there. Yes, I love these colors together. So again, it was crumb cake, pool party, then a little bit of balmy blue, and early espresso top and bottom. Now, I don't know if I want to add, I do want to add some of these. Maybe little ones. Like a few little gems. 1, 2. We'll see how that looks. Because these could be rocks too. Like beach rocks or whatever. Ooh, I like it. I feel like something's crooked. Nope, maybe it's my head. All right, I do want another one. Just because I like the 3. Let's do it right here. Yeah, that'll work. Right on the edge. I love it. And so even though I didn't pop anything up, so it is flat, but I love those. Yeah, I love those colors together. And their feet are all in the sand, so that works. All right, so that's number 3. Let's bring in, number 4. I need a drink of water. So we're going to do some embossing. Julie, you're away this weekend, so you should be able to join on the 12th. Awesome. Definitely email me so I can email you that link. All right, so this one, card number 4, we've got very vanilla, thick, the thick vanilla, 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm folding that in half. And this is where I'm going to bring in some of the other sets also. Then we've got vanilla. This was a smidge less. So this was like 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So see that teeny tiny border that we get? Like the teeniest. And I embossed this with the seashells embossing folder. I really hope this stays in the catalog, you guys. Like, I love it. Why is that? Looks like a schmutz. Okay, we may cover that up. But I'm going to glue this down flat. I mean, I like that this is one of the hybrid, it's got the embossing folder and then the dies that match it. But I just like it because It goes so well, and with like so many different sea life things now, it's a good background for sure. All right, let's get this down. Then you have a quarter sheet roughly of Very Vanilla that we are going to stamp and emboss in gold on. So this is going to be all gold and vanilla. Then you've also got a little piece. This is a 2x4 piece of the designer paper. So there's 2 pieces in the pack. Well, 4 pieces of each pattern with this gold, with like this school of fish. This is very similar to, they had a pattern like this in the Whale of a Good Time or Whale something or other when they first came out with the Whale Done set. So this school, one has mint macaron on it. I'm not using that one. This one has, it's either Sahara or crumb cake. So I'm using that because I figured we're doing all gold and vanilla. But if you wanted to stamp and die cut your seashells or whatever you want to put on here, at least if you have this and you're not tied to a color. Whereas, you know, if I gave you the mint macaron piece, then you kind of have to tie that in somehow. But this way, if you want to do, like, say you don't want to use gold, you could just do gold emboss the greeting and then stamp your shells and stuff in colors. But I was going to do all gold. Actually, you know what? The more I'm thinking about it, that's not a good idea for these stamps because they're the what do you call this? The distinctive. So I'm not going to get any of this shadowing in any of the stamps. It's going to emboss it just straight out. So change of plans. I'm going to stamp my shells and my crab, and let's do the oyster and this guy and this guy. I'm going to stamp them in some different colors and gold emboss the greeting only. So let's do this. Do that right there. And let's start with the greeting because I'm going to cut that off first. And this one, I'll do a, let's do a happy birthday of this size. All right, that's going to work. Yeah, I always forget about that with the distinctive. When you try to emboss them, it's just, you know, the ink, it doesn't differentiate. So you get just a solid image. So let's put this. This is the embossing buddy. And then Versamark ink. Still mostly clean, Sean. Oh, yes, Di. I am going to use my little hands. So Diane gave me these little rubber hands that hold this while I emboss it. And, you know, I put them right next to me, and I keep forgetting about it. All right, let's stamp this. And then got my fancy holder and gold embossing powder. And I'm going to hit it like 3 times. Okay, and let me file this back in. So these little hands that she gave me are really for if you're holding a small piece. So I'm still going to hold them because you're right, Di. They're adorable, and I love them. And I put them right here. So I think you got these, what, at maybe scrapbook.com or Simon Says Stamp or something. But what you do is you hold, oh, that's like caught a little bit. You use it, they're rubber, little grippies. You just hold it, and then you don't have to worry about burning your fingers. So awesome. Nice. So Di says she got them from a crop she went to. Yeah, usually when we go to these crops, sometimes people have little stores that they bring their stuff. I mean, not little. I shouldn't say little. Like some people have like a ton of stuff. It's they bring their whole store. It's kind of cuckoo. But we appreciate it because then if we need stuff or if we don't need stuff, we just find stuff we have to have. And there's always neat little stuff. neat things. And, you know, adhesive, like stuff if you run out. Always good. All right, let me, I want to cut this. And actually, I'm okay cutting it this way. I've had that little trimmer, like the little guillotine cutter, and I just don't care for it. Plus, you can't put you can't put an 8.5 by 11 inch paper in long ways. You can put it in like landscape, but not portrait. And then I don't even think the measurement goes over to 5.5. It's weird. Yeah, Sean, these are cute. All right, so here's my plan. I wanted to have this school of fish. I guess I want them to go up. And you can have it straight. You can have it along the bottom, like whatever you want. But I thought a 2x4 piece was interesting. I want mine at an angle, at a jaunty angle, just because. All right. Let's do that. And then my greeting, oop, gotta hold that down. My greeting's gonna come in here. And okay, this one I will grab my my little edge punch. Hold on a minute. I gotta reach it. So this does the arrow. Let's do this. So I'm just gonna hold it in place. Hopefully I got that straightish. All right, cool. The flag end. All right, and now our other guys. I'm going to stamp my shells and stuff. So I want a crab. Actually, I had an extra crab. I think I had an extra crab. I had a blue one. Let me look real quick because I really don't want to drag out my cutter if I don't have to. Only because of, for sake of time. All right, we've got 1 oyster, 2 oyster. Nope, no crab. All right. Let's do a lighter crab. Let's do, I want Night of Navy stamped off. Because Pool Party, that's too light. Can't do it. Ooh, you know what? Actually, Coastal Cabana or Bermuda Bay. I think that might be a good color. Let's do Bermuda Bay. And I'm just going to stamp it twice. Ooh, I like that. I like the darker one. Okay, maybe this can turn into a bright colored little sea guys. All right, we'll do, I want 3 things. So we'll do a crab, this little shell, and this little shell. And we'll bring in, how about polished pink for this little guy? Nice, because they don't have to be realistic. They can just be fun. And then I kind of want, ooh, do we do Coastal Cabana or Gorgeous Grape for this other little one? So keep in mind, you know, don't have to be realistic. It's going to be all gold and vanilla and then 3 pops of color. So let's say purple or Coastal Cabana. Gorgeous Grape, Coastal Cabana. Diane, grape. Okay, got it. That was the first one I saw. Okay, I like this. Ooh, neat, neat, neat. Okay. Oops, and I grabbed that with the wrong end. Okay. Now, I did not want to drag my cutter up, but I think I'm going to have to. All right, let's do, I can probably get both of these through one pass. I need my Post-it notes and my plates for my mini cut. Oh, okay. All right, so we're gonna need these plates. Let's get this out of the way. And our dies. So we've got Krabby, and then this little guy, and this little guy. So let me just set these on top. I mean, it's really not going to take forever. I'm just feeling lazy right about now. All right, that doesn't look right. There we go. Maybe that's better. Post-it note across both of these with this sticky side. Okay. And then we'll do this guy. I love the non-traditional of this. So, you know, obviously you could make yours red crabs, blue crabs, whatever crabs. All right. Ooh, you know what would be neat too would be all like black and vanilla or black and white. All right, so I'm doing these and then grab my little cut and emboss. And, oh wait, I do need that white one. Ugh. It's been so long since I used this. I need my base. And then our two clear plates. All right, let's hold this. Crack, crack, crack. Sean, Melon Mambo, too late. But I like where you're going with that. That would have looked good too with the polished paint for sure. All right. Okay. Let's get these off of here. And I'm going to need a drink of water because, yeah, I don't know why my lips have been so chapped this week. I don't get it. Dehydrated, I guess. All right, let's get these. And this one. I really like him. Or her. Whichever kind of crab it is. All right, let me just put these so I don't lose them. Okay. And let's bring our card back. So we've got our taped on, glued on gold layer. This is going to go right, let's do that one right down here. I was going to go up there, but nope. Down at the bottom. And that's going to go flat. And I'm taking it all the way to the edge. To the very right edge. Oh, let me get these. Ooh, I like it. So then we'll just add our little bits. Cute. I don't really want to cover up all of the flag and there. Ooh, I like it. Okay, and I'm just going to glue those on flat, and we're going to add a few of our little like little oyster pearls. Actually, let me get that one like overlap just a teensy bit. I love these colors, you guys. I think I had a jacket in the 80s with these colors. All right, let's go over here just a little bit. Ooh, I love it. Love it, love it. Now, if you wanted to like brush your Versamark pad over top of these raised up bits and then gold emboss those too, that would be extra nice. All right, let's do one here, and one here. We'll do a big one. Boop. A little one. And then another little one. Now, if you didn't have these, you know, gold pearls, gilded gems, anything gold would be cool too. Ooh, I like that. Very non-traditional. But I love all the bright colors. Awesome. Okay, one more. So this one will be easy. So we're going to use the pre-cut, the note cards and envelopes. And this is very vanilla. And, oh, you know what? I completely forgot. I wanted to use this on this card. I didn't lift up my other stamp set because I wanted that turtle, because that I thought would have been so cute with that. And the little seahorse. Now I'm going to have to make another one later. Ugh. The best laid plans. All right. Yep, and that's what I get. I even had it on my notes. All right. So this last one is going to be a no layer. So we're just going to do the note card and the envelope. And these are thick. These are from the thicker vanilla, which is good. And this one is going to be just a quick. You can get as colorful or as detailed as you want. But I want to just emboss. So I'm going to make an embossed like frame around this. And then I'm going to stamp in black the bird, like the big bird, and the greeting. And that's that. Just something quick that you would need. But this will give a little bit of jazz. Now I want the raised up bits to face up top. So I'm going to flip this upside down and come in here with the fat end, the bigger end. And I'm going to go in 1/4 of an inch. Okay. And I'm holding this in place. And then 1/4 inch from here. So this card is 3.5 inches until the fold mark. So I'm going to go in at 3 1/4. Okay. And I'm not like pressing it down, you know, so hard. But you do see we get that raised up lines. Now let's do some on this side. Again, sticking with the 1/4 inch. So this time I'm going to score just until I get down to the score mark of the card. And then 1/4 inch here. So it's 5 inches across. So I'm going at 4 3/4. And if you wanted to do 2, you know, we could do more. But is that showing? Yeah, how we have a nice little frame. We could do, you know what? Let's just do 2 more. Why not? So we'll do in at 1/2 inch. It just makes the stamping area in the middle smaller if we're making a bigger frame. So 4 1/2 and 1/2, and then we'll turn it and we'll go 1/2 inch and then 3 inches. Okay. Ooh, I like that. Nice. This would be a nice like place setting too. This is a good size. But so see how we get that frame? I like it. All right, we need the big bird out of this. And greeting. Thank you for everything. Let's go ahead and use one that actually comes from this set for once. And I need 2 more blocks so I can use every block that I own. All right, let me squeeze this. So I don't want to flatten out the bits that I already embossed. So I'm just going to get this, my Teflon bone folder in there, right along the edge. Good, because I want this to lay down a little bit flatter. Let me put because I'm done with glue. All right, bird. Notice I did not put my stickers on him because he's big enough. He will stand on his own. All right, let's do that. And oops. Thank you for everything. So like I said, I'm going to do this just in black ink. And I really hope I get this greeting straight, because there's no takebacks on these no layers. All right. Otherwise, whoever I'm thanking is going to have to, be forgiving. All right, that's not exactly straight, but not the end of the world either. All right. But yeah, you could stamp, you can color. I would not color with Stampin' Blends because, oh, look at that. My bird is going to be super close to that greeting. I should have made the greeting up further. But you don't want to color in blends on this because it'll bleed through the back. But if you had regular markers or chalks, yeah. Ooh, nice. All right, greeting definitely should have gone up a little, like uphill to the right. But yeah, definitely gives it a little extra. Definitely you want to add a little bit of color, but I wanted it just black and white. So easy enough for our last project. I wanted something, super quick. Let me clean this off so I don't get black ink anywhere. So that is our lineup for tonight. So let's bring in the rest of these. So we've got our note card with envelope. And of course, you always get envelopes with your cards. So we've got that. Actually, let's put that over there. Then we've got this. Then we've got our ink blended one. Then we've got our 4-panel. And then our, actually I try to put these in order that I made them, but it fits better in the picture like this. So Sweet Sorbet crabs. Then our layered little squares, our ink blended, our gold and embossed. And then our note card. Nice. I love them. So I hope you guys are gonna be inspired to make something, copy it, whatever. I will have my blog updated, like I said, not tonight, but definitely by Saturday, probably Saturday afternoon. Yeah, 9:15. So last week when I signed up for Craft Roulette to be one of the patrons, you get like an extra 4 days to submit your card, and I need it already this week because I haven't had time this week to make my cards. I got to make it like right when I finish here. I have about an hour and change so I can submit that for this week's parameters. But I like playing in there if I can. So, all right, thanks you guys for hanging out. If you have questions, email me. Squares. We have to sell the rest of those squares. All right. All right. Oh, you guys, you're welcome. I'm happy to share. I'm glad you're here spending time. So, okay, thanks. I'll catch you later. Bye.